Do you want better results from life, your relationships, or your career? If you do, this could be the episode for you. This episode, we're going to talk about goal setting. Have you ever felt like you're busy, working hard, doing all the right things, but somehow you're not really getting anywhere? So many of us do. I've been there. If that's you, listen up. My name is Brian Dance. I've spent over 30 years working in business, leadership, and real-world environments, and everything here is based on what I've seen work over time. Put into place, no theory. Let's get into it. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And when you stop and look back, not much has actually changed. Where did the time go? What have I done with myself? Now, if that sounds familiar, there's a reason. Because activity without direction, you could be busy running in place to stand still. Activity without direction does not create progress. Hello again and welcome back to The Long Way Forward. This is episode 33. And today we're talking about that thing that gives all of your effort meaning. Big goals. Or more specifically, something I call a BHAG. It's been invented by somebody else. I love it. What is a BHAG, you ask? Great question. It's called a Big Hairy Audacious Goal. I love that word. Might sound like a bit of a strange term, but the idea behind it is so powerful. A BHAG is something big, something bold, something that actually excites you, and it may even scare you a little bit. It's not a task, it's a direction. But before we go any further, I'd just like to add, if this series is helping you think differently, if it's giving you something that you can apply, do take a moment to like, comment, or subscribe, because the more people that see this, the more people start moving forward. So you're helping them. Now let's break this down. Most people in life don't have a clear long-term goal. They live day to day. They have intentions, they have ideas, they have I should probably, maybe one day, but they don't have a target. And without a target, you're not hitting anything. Effort becomes scattered. You stay busy, but you don't build momentum because you're not working towards anything. A BHAG, Big Hairy Audacious Goal, changes that because it gives you something to aim at. Something that pulls your directions, your decisions in one direction. Now let's make this practical. A BHAG is not, I want to be better at fitness. That's vague. A BHAG might be, I want to complete a half marathon. I want to swim 5 kilometers. That's a big, hairy, audacious goal right there. There's direction. It's clear, it's measurable, and most importantly, it's challenging. Also importantly, a BHAG requires growth. Same in business. I want to grow my business is not a BHAG. I want to reach $1 million in revenue within 12 months. Hands up if you're thinking, that bad guy, $1 million. I want to reach $1 million in revenue within 12 months, Dr. Evil style. That's a BHAG. It creates focus. And in a career, I want a better job is not a big, hairy, audacious goal. I want to move into a leadership role within 2 years. Now that's a big, hairy, audacious goal. That's a BHAG. Now here's why this matters. Your BHAG becomes your filter. Come back to that in just a moment. If you want to see more of this kind of thinking, if you're into LinkedIn, stop by my profile. You can connect with me there. I do share quite a bit of content there. Now back to BHAGs. Why having a BHAG matters? Just like we talked about with values. When you have a clear direction, decision making becomes easier. You stop asking, what should I do? And you start asking, does this action move me closer to where I want to go? And something important about that is a BHAG should stretch you. It should absolutely cause you to get out of your comfort zone, push you a little bit, but it should not be impossible. It should require effort, growth, a plan on how to get there, actions that align with that plan, consistency, and all of the things I've talked about in the last 32 episodes, but your BHAG should still feel achievable if you stay the course. The challenge associated with that is that most people either don't set goals, or they set goals that are too small. And small goals, they don't create change. They don't demand growth. They don't shift behavior. A big, hairy, audacious goal, a BHAG, absolutely does, because it requires you to become someone different. That's how I got to where I got in my career. 2 or 3 BHAGs along the way. And that's the point. Now, think about this. If you don't currently have a clear goal, or if your current goal isn't really exciting, that might be why progress feels slow. And if that's landing for you, drop a comment, because clarity changes everything. Tell me about your goals in the comments. I want to hear them. Tell me how you're going with them. Drop it in the comments. That clarity where you put your goal down in writing, that changes everything. Now let's bring it all together. A BHAG gives you direction. It aligns your behavior. And it gives your effort purpose. And it also creates something powerful, momentum, as you move towards it. Now the exercise for this episode, here's something practical you can do. Ask yourself, what am I actually working towards? Not what you should want, not that new car or new set of clothes or a holiday. What am I actually working towards? What you genuinely want. It might be a house. It might be a leadership role at work, or it might be a life partner. What you genuinely want, then define it clearly. Make it really specific. Make it measurable. Make it challenging. And if you're feeling really bold, put a timeline on it. Because once you have direction, everything else becomes easier. You're working in that one direction. In the next episode, we're going to take on this one a little bit further, because having a big goal is not in itself enough. You need to break it down into something you can actually execute. This is the long way forward. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. We'll talk about BHAGs more.